Hi, Flosstube. I'm back. I actually published the very first one, first Flosstube episode I recorded, and I actually published it and got a couple really lovely comments, and figured I would might as well just come back. So I'm Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, and it is Wednesday. I'm recording this on Wednesday, May 22nd. So it's been a week since I recorded the first one, and I had some fun things happening over the weekend. Two of my daughters, I think I told you guys in the last episode and the last video from last week, that two of my daughters are competitive dancers, and they had a convention competition in Portland. So I was down in Portland last weekend, and I did find time to go over to Acorns and Threads. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Another dance mom friend of mine went along. She's not a cross stitcher, but she said she was game. And so she came and was such a trooper. She was checking stuff out for a little while. And then I think she finally just sat down at their table and answered some work email while I was like a little kid, literally in a candy store. And the ladies there were so wonderful and lovely and helpful. And it was a blast. I think we were there probably almost 2 hours. It was a long time. And I got a lot of stuff for me. I mean, it was a splurge, but it was my Mother's Day gift for my husband. And I also spent a little bit of birthday money that I still had from my birthday at the end of March. So I'm going to show you guys what I got. So excited. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is this little beauty, because it is a limited edition kit for Acorns and Threads. And I think some other people have shown this. It's by the Blue Flower. It's their Autumn Drum, and it is a full kit. One of the reasons that I got this, well, one, because I fell in love, and I actually got this as well. I got the Autumn Acorns. There's ones for every season, and I probably had every single one in my hand at one point or another, and decided eventually on Autumn because I wasn't going to buy all four. So I did get this as well, but this one's a full kit. And one of the reasons that I got this, besides the fact that I love fall and I love everything about fall, and look at the cute little squirrels. I mean, can you even? How adorable. But it's a full kit, and it comes with the silks that are called for. And I've never stitched with silk, but I really want to. I really wanted to try. This one, the called for, is silks as well, although they have a DMC equivalent. And at first I was like, hey, maybe I'll just get all these. Maybe I'll just get this and the silks. And then one of the lovely women there was like, well, you could do that, but to buy all the called for silks would be like $80. Maybe not. And this whole kit was $30. And that seemed like a pretty good deal to me because it comes with the fabric and everything. So look at those beautiful silks. So this is going to be my first attempt at silk. And it did come with the fabric. But for me, which it calls for 40 count vintage pecan butter, or that's what the model stitched on. So I'm going to have to assume that that's what this is. It definitely looks like 40 count because without glasses, I can't even see the holes. And I've never stitched on anything. Well, I stitched on 18 count Aida, but I'm on my very first project ever, if you guys recall, stitching on something other than Aida, which is a 28 count Laguna. Is that what it's called? Even weave. And so 40 seemed like a stretch. And also this is pretty warm. Like the color of it is pretty yellowy warm. And the sample, and it could just be the color, it looks like antique white or gray. And I just didn't want this warm. Like, see the difference there? I mean, it could just be the picture, or it could just be that this piece of fabric is kind of warm. So they helped me pick out for this project. This is a 36 count Edinburgh linen in flax. So I'm going to do it on this. And I think that's still going to be absolutely gorgeous. I have no idea how I'm going to finish that sucker because I'm pretty sure that is well beyond my capabilities. But we'll see. And I will probably, I'll find some use for this because it already has it cut. That's for the top. And this is for like the drum size. So it's 2 pieces and I'll find a use for it eventually, I'm sure, or I'll give it away. But I was happy to pick out a different fabric for that. So this, I don't know when I'll start this, but sooner rather than later because I really want to play with those silk. They look yummy. Okay, so that was the first thing I got. And then the second thing I got was also kind of a kit, is this hands-on design block party meow. How cute is that? I've bought a bunch of stuff that I have no idea that if I am capable of finishing. I'll watch some YouTube videos. It'll be fine. I'll watch some people do it. So it comes with the piece, the pattern comes with the little piece of like flannel to go up on top, but I did also get the little pin kit and all of the called for fancy flosses. Because you guys know I haven't stitched with anything but DMC yet. So super excited. And then the lovely ladies there helped me pick out fabric for this as well. And we went with a 28 count cast shell linen, also in flax. That's apparently the color I like. It's not quite as gray. It called for beautiful beige by Winshell. Don't know how to pronounce that. Which they didn't have, but this I thought was pretty close and was pretty. I like it. So I'm really excited to stitch that up. I had thought that I would give it to my oldest daughter who sews a little bit and is cat obsessed. We have 2 cats. I adore cats as well. But we'll see. I may end up keeping it. I don't know when I'll start that either, but it's all ready to go. And as soon as I have a good excuse. All right. Then I also got 2 patterns from Ink Circles. The first one is Quaker Geometric Puzzle. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? And I was torn between this one and Tapestry. They are both just so gorgeous. Look at the colors in that one. In the end, I decided that I really wanted to stitch this one. The colors in it are just delicious. These jewel tones, they go with my house. I just love them. I love the Quaker look of it. And it called for DMC, which is a little less expensive. So, but I couldn't leave this one behind. So I have no idea. Like this one, I have no idea when I'll start it, but I couldn't leave it there. It would have been very sad by itself. Excuse me, I need a little sip. Oh, I'm going to show you guys what my beverage is this evening because it's something I took with me to the dance convention. I had never tried before and it's delicious. It is this Joya Spirit. Probably can't read that. Is that backwards for you guys? Looks backwards for me. It's a sparkling greyhound, which I love. I love a greyhound. I don't drink them a whole lot because it's a lot of juice, even though I love it. But this is more like a sparkling water with a little bit of juice and some vodka. And I don't know, it's probably not nearly as many calories. It doesn't say on there. Maybe it said on the outer box. But I had a couple of those during competition over the couple nights, and I brought one back with me, extra, and it's really good. Very refreshing. I got off track. Okay, so this one, they also helped me pick out fabric for, and I went today to Joann's to get all the DMC. And there's actually an alternate colorway. You can see here, it shows this kind of brighter one that's kind of plums and mauves and greens, but then they also have this one down here that's more blues and maybe greens and golds. I'm going to do this, the one that's showing bigger, and I went and got all the DMC for that today. But I did get fabric for it down at Acorns and Threads, and I decided, since this is a pretty big, intricate piece, and I haven't actually stitched on any linen yet, although I clearly now have 2 projects ready to go with linen, because I guess I've just decided that I can do it. I thought for this, maybe stick with an even weave. So I just got a 32 count Lugana in white, just because I think this shows on antique white. Oh, this shows attic lace linen. But I just went with the white because I really think those colors are going to pop really pretty off the white. So this, I think I will start, this will probably be the first project I bought there. And then when I got home and I was looking over Magical Stitches Extra Credit, I think this is going to fit for May, June, because one of the extra credit assignments has to do with the maze from the Tri-Wizard tournament, and it's something you would find in a maze, but I think they also mentioned like geometric patterns counted, and that looks pretty maze-like to me. So I think I'll get to start that pretty soon, at the very least for an extra credit. So that was my haul from Acorns and Threads, and then when I got home, I really should stop shopping. Oh, I forgot. I got these there too. Oh, see, I got so much stuff there. Outside, they had a little cart with a bunch of patterns that were 40% off. And they had a whole bunch of these little Lizzie Kate flip book things. And I found this little yearbook. And it's just 2 little like monthly patterns. And they come with... oh, that's the pattern in there, but they come with the charm. So they come with the charm, and they're charted for DMC, and they had all of them except for January, February. But the ladies there were so helpful, and they have ordered me January, February, and are going to ship it to me. So I got all of these. I have no idea when I will start these, but I don't know. I've been looking for something that's monthly, and I just thought that these were all so cute. Look at me with the little bird. How cute is that? And then I loved August with like the wash out on the clothesline. We used to always dry our clothes out in the sun when I was growing up. Anyhow, I love the idea of doing those as like a flat finish on something with like magnets to just change out every month. But that'll be a project for later. But I just... 40% off, I couldn't resist. So then I came home. That really is everything I got at Acorns and Threads. And then I came home and had 2 packages waiting for me of cross-stitch stuff. I had other packages waiting for me of not nearly as exciting things, but cross-stitch stuff. So the first thing I opened was this, and this is the monthly box from Plastic Little Covers on Etsy. What is her name? Her just Lauren, right? Lauren. Yes. And she does these monthly themed boxes that you can buy as a kit. I think after like a month, she releases the patterns. But you always know what the theme is. And I don't buy every box, but this theme was sleep. The theme was sleep. And I couldn't resist because she had teased some of the patterns. So one, it came so cute. Look, it comes with this little, it has a little sticker with a little cat snoozing. And then this came in it, this cute little print with sleepy cats. So cute. And then she just does a really nice job with the boxes. It comes with printed patterns, and that's right, they're just the patterns. So I pulled up, I saved on my phone, hang on, what she had posted of the done So can you see that? One says so tired. This is the bigger pattern. And then the little mini one says Queen of Sleep. And seriously, that's my whole life. So tired. So I got those, and it comes with the fabric. So she sent the cuts of fabric that you need. I think it's 16 count. Yeah, 16 count black Aida. And then she does a lovely little job with the flosses. I think that they're Anchor. Yeah, they must be Anchor, because she charts an Anchor, but always has a DMC conversion. So these must be Anchor flosses. So there's one for each little pattern. And then there's a bonus pattern in the box, which I actually already started. So I'll show you that when I show you what I'm working on, or what I've worked on this past week, because I already started the bonus. So there's always like a little bonus one. You don't know what it's going to be in the box. And when my daughter was with me when I opened it, my youngest, and when she saw the bonus chart, she says, I need that for my room. So of course that's the first thing I'm doing out of that box. So there's that. And then I also had a package from 123 Stitch. I was completely enabled by somebody, I don't know who, to get this pattern, Ink Circles Arranging Vegetables. So cute. And I think I was just very anxious to kit up a project with Fancy Floss, because I really wanted to try the overdyes. And so I also got all of the flosses for that. So there we go. So I'll start that sometime soon. And I have, in fact, placed another order this week. Then I think that's really it. Then I think I'm going to be done shopping for a while until I get some projects done and finished, which I have a lot of little projects, and I think it should be fine. I say, as my stash of things starts to rapidly outgrow my organization system. So that was the fun at Acorns and Threads, and I cannot wait to go back. I cannot wait to go back. I saw on, I think it's Michelle Bendy Stitchy's Flosstube, that they do a like retreat weekend in November. And I may have to just call and save a spot for that and drive down to Portland for the weekend. I need to look at my calendar. See, but now the kids drive. Like my oldest, like it's crazy to think that come November, like my oldest is going to be in college and the middle drives. And so she can take the youngest to dance or anywhere that they need to go. I think everybody would be fine without me for a weekend, right? Right? I think so. So that was my fun trip over the weekend. I so wish if we had a store like that near me, yeah, it would be dangerous. It would be really dangerous. But I also may not feel the need to like buy all the things at once if I had one really close to me. I feel like there's got to be one in the Seattle area. If anybody's in the Seattle area and knows of a great store, I did go. When did I go? Maybe the weekend before. I went to a store that I thought might be a really great cross stitch store up in, where was it? It wasn't all the way in Everett. Linwood? Might have been up in Linwood, a little bit north of here. And I was up that direction getting my hair cut, and I stopped in, I want to say it was called the Needle Pointer, and it was a beautiful store. I mean, they had so many gorgeous fibers, but it really was all needlepoint, and I'm not a needle pointer. So they had like hand-painted canvases, just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff, and tons of beautiful fibers, but it was not cross-stitch. There were no cross-stitch patterns to be had. It's a beautiful store if you're a needle pointer. I highly recommend that you look there if you're in the Pacific Northwest. If you're in the Seattle area, it's just north of Seattle. I want to say it was Linwood, and it was called the Needle Pointer. I think that was it. I don't know. If any of you really want to know the name of it, just shout in the comments and I'll actually look up the real name of the store. So that's all my stuff. And now I'm just going to show you guys what I've been working on the past week. If you watched the first video, you know I'm in Magical Stitches. It rules my life. I love all things Harry Potter. So Harry Potter and cross stitch, match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. So when I saw you guys last Wednesday, last week's homework, we had to use our whip albums, and I have less than 17 whips in there. I think I actually have 16, and there will definitely be more. I will definitely max out at 20 once we can update that album. So I had to do 350 stitches in whip 1, which I had already done. And that evening I was going to be starting on whip number 7 in my whip album, which is, oh, and I'll show you guys, this is in what I would call my very first project bag. It's not even like a real project bag. It's a bag from 31 Gifts. Do you guys know them? They're like a direct sales, all kinds of bag and organizational stuff. And I think this is just their large zip something file, large zip file. I don't know. And I had ordered it and it says Stitch and Sip. And I thought, oh, this will be great. This will hold all my cross stitch projects. When I bought it like last November, December, before I fell down the rabbit hole that is the internet. And I did for a while. I had like 3 or 4 projects all going in here and now it holds 1. But so that's my cute one that says Stitch and Sip. And the project in here is, let me find the actual like front picture that shows the whole thing. It's this Friends collage. Super fun. I love Friends. I am a serial watcher of Friends. So, and it was a new start. I had it all kitted up. It was in my whip album, but I hadn't started it yet. And so I got 350 stitches, and that's how far I got on it. Cute little iconic little yellow frame. And then because you all have me obsessed with needle minders now, I actually made this one myself to go with this project. And look how funny this is. It's a Joey quote, which are always the best ones. It's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter because it's moo. And that's, we say that in my house. At least I do. Say, that's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. That cracks me up. Anyway, so I made that to go with my little Friends collage. And I'm actually probably going to work on this a little more tonight because I finished the homework for Magical Stitches for this week. Or at least I'm like, I'll be done with it tomorrow. And so I'm going back to working on extra credit for May and June. And this one I'm going to use for something you would find in the Black Lake, these lobsters. And we need 500 stitches. And I'm not positive that there's 500 stitches in the lobsters. I don't know. If there's not though, I'm also using this for a pattern that has eyes. Something with eyes, because the lobsters and the ducks and Mr. Snuggles, they all have eyes. So if there's not 500 stitches in the lobsters themselves, then I'll figure out something else for Black Lake and I'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Also because it's like, it's pretend. It's all pretend points. But it's fun to have a like goal. I just like it. It gives me a direction because otherwise I can be pretty scattered. So it kind of gives me a direction on what to work on. And I'm also like, I work well with goal, clearly defined goal under a deadline. So it keeps me stitching. I'm stitching way more now than I did in like January. So Thursday I worked on that. Friday I was traveling to Portland. And my daughter was competing and I didn't get any stitching done on Friday, but I did go buy a bunch of stitching. stuff at Acorns and Threads. And then on Saturday, I worked on this project that I've shown you guys last week. This is my Praying Hands project. And it's the one that's from this Ultimate Cross Stitch Projects book that a friend gave me for my birthday. Colorful and inspiring designs from Maria Diaz. And this is what it looks like. That's it, Praying Hands. And this is my very first like non-Ada project. And I'm doing it for my grandmother. So my deal is right now, I did a little like dirty math, quick and dirty math. And I think I need to put like, to comfortably have this like done and give me time to finish it, to take it to visit my grandmother in July, I think I need to do like 100 stitches a day. So right now, this is the first thing I'm working on every day. And I am doing at least 100 stitches, whether that fits into magical stitches or not. This is the first thing I'm working on, at least 100 stitches. Luckily this week it totally fit, because this week the assignment is based around color. So we're to stitch 200 stitches in the colors that represent the 4 champions in the Tri-Rosa tournament. So brown for Durmstrang, which obviously this is brown, and then yellow for Cedric, blue for Fleur Delacour from Beauxbatons, and then red for Harry. And so you'll see those other projects too. And then you are to do 200 more stitches in the color of whoever you're rooting for. So like normally I'd be rooting for Cedric or Harry, but for the purposes of me needing to work on Praying Hands, I'm rooting for Crumb. I'm rooting for Victor Crumb this week. So I don't know where I was last week, and maybe I'll figure out, I moved today. I'm in my kitchen instead of the dining room, because the red wall behind me, I don't know, it was giving me like a murder hotel vibe, like a red room kind of vibe. I don't know about you guys, but when I looked back at it, I thought, I don't know, it looked like Slaughterhouse or something. It's beautiful in person, but just as a backdrop, I don't know. You let me know. Do you like dark kitchen or red rum murder wall? Not that I'm prejudicing your vote in any way by calling it a murder wall. So I don't know where this was when I showed you last week. If I figure out how to do the fancy insert a picture, I will put a picture of it here. I doubt I'm going to figure that out between now and posting this, but maybe I will. We'll see. Crazier things have happened. So this is where I am now, and I'm making good progress on it, although it doesn't really look like much of anything, or a weird maybe skeleton finger, but yeah, I think it's going really well. And I'm getting way more comfortable with the even weave. At first I was like really having to like count over a lot. I'm getting much more comfortable with the even weave. So I feel like the linen's going to be fine. I feel like I'm going to be fine on the linen, and I really love the feel of the fabric. And I had watched a Flosstube, I think it was Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, probably, that it came up as like a recommended on my YouTube, since they love to tell us what we should watch all the time. But it was a little tutorial on stitching in hand and the sewing method. And I stitch in hand a lot, like anything small, although this is like bigger than what I would normally stitch in hand. I think because of the feel of the fabric, I just have been. So I was like, I don't know that I really need a tutorial on stitching in hand, but it said, and the sewing method. I thought, I'll watch that. And so they showed the sewing method, which is essentially like you stay on the top side and you kind of go down and up and pull your thread through and down and up, like you're sewing to do your cross stitch. And I thought, well, that seems easier than like my poke and jab that I have always done. And so I tried it. And the first day I tried it, I thought I liked it. I don't know that I'm super fast at it yet, but I like the idea of not going back and forth. But I thought that my stitches looked different than they normally do. And I'm sure it's just because it was something new. And I thought, well, they don't really match and they look different and puffy. And so I don't know. I don't know that I'll do that or continue to do that. And then the next day when I pulled it out, I couldn't tell where I had used the sewing method. So I don't know if they like relaxed or I don't know, because I don't think that you can tell where I've done the sewing method and where I haven't. Or I don't know that there's patches where the stitching looks different. You tell me if you think there is. So I'm been doing it, and it's really kind of handy. I don't know that I'm super efficient at it yet, but I think I will get efficient at it. And I like it. I like not having to go back and forth. So I worked on that on every day. Every day I've worked on that. I do 100 stitches in it before anything else. And then starting Monday, it just worked great for brown, for Magical Stitches homework. And then once I finished that, then I went to yellow, which I did. Oh, I didn't bring it over. Did I not bring that project over? I didn't. Hold on. Oh, go and get it. It's right over there. Hold, please. Back. I'm not going to edit that out because y'all know I can't do that yet. I'll figure it out, but that was really quick. Okay, so for yellow, I worked on New York City. And I worked on the yellow over here in this building behind the Statue of Liberty. So I did 200 stitches, and that was all I did in that yellow building. So, and I haven't picked that up again since then, but there's 200 stitches in yellow. And then I worked on, because 200 stitches, I don't know, maybe I was just going quick on Monday and Tuesday, but they went pretty fast. I didn't think that I had any red in any of my projects. I was like hunting projects to find red. And then I remembered that I had this little kit. It's another Mill Hill kit. I say another, like I have a whole bunch. In my first video, I think I showed you guys the little ornament one that I started just to see if I liked the perforated paper. And I did. I liked it well enough. And so I had also picked up this one. I think it's going to be super cute by my coffee station. There's red in the mug. And I put this in. I'll show you guys the project bag too because it is adorable. So this is from Goose Design. I think this is the first project bag I bought. I've bought two. It's not getting crazy. But she called it Minnie's Coffee or Minnie's Cocoa. I think because of the little dots, but look how cute that is. And it's perfect for my latte project. So I did 200-ish, a little bit more. I don't stop right at the number. I just normally do the whole thread length. And then as I say this, I can see clearly I have a length of thread hanging off. So maybe I didn't with this one, but there we go. It's showing really maroon here, but I don't know. I'm calling it red. It is like a burgundy red. It looks more red on this. Like that looks really red. And here it looks more of, even in person, it looks more of a burgundy red, but Gryffindor red is more burgundy to me anyway, like their scarves and such. So I'm calling it. Once again, if they want to say it's not red enough, that it's too burgundy, no, it's just fake points. And I got a fun start on my little latte. And there's so many fun beads. I haven't gotten to the beading yet on the other one, so I love how I've jumped into another beading project before I have any idea whether I like or hate beads. But they're there. We'll see. So that was red. And then, so that was Monday. I did all that on Monday. So I stitched like 600 stitches on Monday, which is a lot. I know it's not a lot for a lot of people, but I had some good stitchy time on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I worked on praying hands again. And then for blue, once again, I didn't think I had patterns with blue in them. And then I realized that the bonus pattern from the plastic little covers box does have blue in it. And I can't show you the pattern. And she doesn't have pictures anywhere of the little bonus pattern. I'm going to describe it to you. It says, "It's nap time" in the middle. And it's got a fun, like, background circle. And then it's got 3 little bluish circles and 3 little pinkish circles and, like, gold star things shooting out. And it's really adorable. And what I love about the bonus pattern, I'll just fold this back so you can see, is that instead of calling out specific colors, she just gives a basic color scheme. So you can use stuff from your floss stash. So it called for like a light pink, a light blue, a light gray, and a yellow gold. So, so I picked out colors for that, and I'm just using a 16 count antique white Aida that I had. And there we go. 200-ish stitches in blue. I got nap done. It says nap. And as you can see from this, I didn't leave a ton of margin because I was using just what I had on hand. But there's a good like 1.5 inches each direction at least. And I think I'm going to make this up into, here's my grand idea for finish. All these things that I think I'm going to do, even though I'm not much of a sewer. I'll figure it out though. I think I'm going to do this as like a little stuffed kind of like hanger pillow type thing that my daughter can hang out on her door, like a do not disturb sign. I'll say it's nap time. That's so funny because she says that all the time. She does. When she saw it, she said, well, I need that because I say that all the time. And she does. She goes upstairs to take a nap with the cats. If only they had napped so well before they were teenagers. Oh well. Okay, so that was a start for me. So Latte, the Mill Hill, was a start. It's Nap Time was a start. And then that evening I wanted to stitch a little more after those 200 stitches, but I didn't want to like start on another 200. So I worked a little bit on this project for no purpose whatsoever. It's crazy to stitch on something that isn't getting me points, but I worked on this little Taboo Kitty Mill Hill kit. And I'm still on the cross stitch. I haven't gotten to beading, but this is how far I've gotten on him. So, and he's going to be a little magnet. I bought the felt today. I'm going to back it in felt and put the magnet on the felt. So I picked up the felt today at Joann's while I was there getting floss for the ink circles geometric Quaker puzzle. I got the floss and the felt. Oh, I should have showed you this during my haul section. Yes, I am like a squirrel, or like a little dog. Squirrel. They had these on sale at Joann's, like big sale, like 70% off. I think just today and tomorrow. But if you have a Joann's near you, look at that. Now, and it's like, it's a well, and there's 2 pieces of mat, and then this thing. And I'm going to see, I don't know. I don't want to play with it now, but I think the mat pieces might come out. But either way, they were like $20 or $25, $20. And then they were like 70% off. So I got these for $6. And I just thought, I could use these for something for sure. For sure, I will find a project that you could do as like a flat finish and pop in there. And you could even use, I think, my guess is I can pull the mats out and even use the mats if it's a smaller piece. Or I've been wanting to do something that would be like a little tray to put on my side table to put my scissors and stuff in. Maybe like a pattern that's like stitchy themed. So anyhow, so those will go away for later use. But I thought, and they had, outside of this, they had so much, like all of their 4th of July decor and their spring decor is on really good sale. And they had a ton of stuff that you could absolutely use to stick a finished cross stitch piece on. tons of stuff. So if you have a Joann's near you, it might be worth a, they don't pay me. I'm not getting anything from Joann's. And I'm not like the biggest Joann's lover either, but those I thought were a heck of a deal. Because finishing can be kind of expensive. I mean, I'm not going to professionally frame all these pieces. Just not. But that I thought was really cute. I'll find a use for it. Okay. So that brings us to today. So, yeah. So I did brown, yellow, red, blue. And I'm almost done with the second 200 stitches of brown and praying hands. For sure that'll be done tomorrow when I sit down and stitch that for the first time. And so today, this morning, I did my stitches, my 100 stitches in praying hands. And then I had just a tiny little bit of time left before the girls got home and I needed to do school stuff with them. And I wanted to stitch just something a little quick. And so I started this project. I started another project that I had all ready to go because I'd like to give it, it's going to be a gift and I would like to get it done. It's going to be a gift for one of the girls' dance teachers who have just been really influential. She's actually my youngest daughter's mentor at the studio. I don't think there's any chance she's finding my Flosstube channel. So I feel pretty safe in saying that. So this is going to be for one of the dance teachers and it's from this book. This and the other book were given to me by a friend for my birthday. And this one is called Improper Cross Stitch by Haley Pearson Cox. And it's got a bunch of cute patterns in it. I will say about this book, I don't know if it's meant to be for beginners, but it kind of seems like that's what it's meant for because it has like all kinds of like introductory stuff about needles and about how to cross stitch. So based on that, it makes me feel like the expectation is this would be a book for beginners. And from that sense, all the projects are small. They are very small projects, but the charts themselves, the patterns themselves are a little weird. And I wouldn't really recommend the book for beginners. Although, like for me, it's just fine. And there's some really cute, like this one, you can totally see it's garden gnomes and this one's flashing. So funny. Okay. And there's some really cute patterns in here, but they're just kind of weird because they don't give you a size. They don't even tell you how many stitches, like how many stitches wide and high it is. You have to count that yourself, which would be no big deal, except the grid. I'm going to cover up the pattern. This is what I'm stitching. So I am doing this wine and cats. It's two little cats forming a little heart, drinking wine. Adorable. Her mentor, dance teacher, has cats, loves her cat, and she may enjoy an adult beverage every once in a while. When I saw it, I thought of her. I had to stitch it for her, and she's been just a gem for my daughter. She just really believes in her and encourages her. And she was my daughter's choreographer for a couple of her places, including her duo. And I adore her. I want to make her a little something. But anyway, back to the chart. So what I'm going to show you is you can see like they don't number anything. And these grid lines are every 5 stitches. They don't mark the center. Like the patterns are just a little strange. So, I mean, in general, it's fine. I can count how many stitches wide and high it is and figure out how much fabric I need on whatever count I want to do it on. And I can approximate the center. But to me, those are all things that like, if you're doing a beginner pattern, you should maybe mark the center and tell them how much fabric they need in like a 14 or 16 count Aida. I don't know. So the patterns are super cute. She got the book off of Amazon. So really cute patterns. I'm going to do several of them. But for a beginner, I don't know. Some of it is just not intuitive, let me say. So that's the pattern. And I put it in the only other project bag I've ever bought. This is by So Much to Love. And I think you guys can all tell why I had to have it the instant I saw it. And this bag I love. I love the little details, and it's like, I don't know if there's batting in it, but it's super cushy. And come on, margaritas and martinis. And then on the inside, it has other little cute cocktail patterns. So I thought the cats with wine had to go in my little cocktail one. So I didn't get very far. And that's the other thing. For as small as that is, these are all the colors in it. Like, that seems like a lot of colors for something that's tiny, because see, look how, like, and I don't have, because this was a remnant, I don't even know what this is. Going with 16. It's probably 16. It might be 14. Count white. It was just a little remnant I had. But there, I just got the start of a gray cat. I didn't have a lot of time, but I thought, well, I get this started. So then at least it started. So you can see this is going to be really tiny. And this too, I want to do maybe as like a tag. Maybe, I don't know, maybe do this flat as a tag, like something that I can loop and put over a bottle of wine for her. That's my plan. We'll see. I have grand finishing plans. I should probably start watching some videos on how to finish. And if any of you have any advice on finishing, I will take all the advice, because I've only ever put stuff in frames before when I'm giving stuff. But I have like grand plans to make pillows and tags and flat finishes and apparently drums and pin cushions. Oh my! I have faith. I can figure this out. I have a sewing machine and the will. So that's all of my projects, I think. Is that all of them? That's everything I worked on. Yay! So I'm going to focus the rest of the week on extra credit, and I'm going to start tonight. It's going to be another new start, because I had planned for Mania to do one new start a week on Wednesdays. How's that working out for me? So far, I have 1, 2, I have a calendar. Oh, this is the calendar that New York came out of, the New York pattern that I think I was telling you guys about. This cross stitch activity calendar, and it comes with all these patterns. See, and this is why I bought it, because Seattle. But there's all the patterns it comes with. This cat, oh, and the owl. Come on, too cute. Anyway, but I decided to make this I would like to maybe get at some point a little smaller calendar or notebook or something. I like to organize. But in the meantime, I just thought, well, I'll pull this out because I have it. I bought it for the patterns. I wasn't using it for anything, just to keep track of what I work on every day. So my plan had been for Mania, because I came upon it late. If you remember from the first video, I came upon Mania late, and I was just like, well, I can't get pulled together that fast, but I could do like one new start a week, and that would give me enough time to kit and get ready. So far I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far I've done 6 new starts already. So many fun things to stitch. I have had one finish. I've had one finish. I should probably show you that. Maybe next time. Next time I'll show you the finish that I had earlier in the month, because it was a very special piece for me, and I haven't fully finished it yet because I just am not sure how I want to fully finish it. Maybe you guys will have some good advice. So, but my official Mania start for Wednesday is, I think I showed you guys this last week, Texture Mom. And this was a custom pattern that Plastic Little Covers did for me, because I'm going to stitch this up and turn it into a pillow for my oldest to take with her to college. So, so I better get cracking on it. But it's going to fit in May, June extra credit for a pattern with words, because words. And also one of them was a project that starts with one of the letters in Goblet, for a Goblet of Fire, and Goblet has a T, Texture Mom. So I'm not positive I think those are each 500 stitches. And I'm not even positive there's 1,000 stitches in this. But if not, oh well. Then it'll just be done. I have another project that will work for a project with words. So if I finish this and it didn't have, I'll use it first for the goblet one. And if I finish it and it didn't have 500 stitches in it, then I'll do 500 stitches in my other project with words, and this will be done. And that'll still be great. So that's what I'm going to be working on tonight. And then we'll see. Maybe that'll even be done. I mean, at the rate I'm stitching this week, I don't know. This weekend's Memorial Day, and we don't really have plans. It is Memorial Day this weekend, right? We don't really have plans, but if it's nice, if the weather's nice, I'd maybe like to go do some hiking or something. So we'll see. We'll see. But maybe I'll get some good stitching time in, and maybe I'll have like a start and a finish to show you next week. That'd be amazing. Oh, that's actually kind of my goal. Unofficial goal. So I hope you guys have all had a great week, and yeah, keep the comments coming, and any advice, finishing advice you have would be great. Any great resources. If any of you guys have great resources on tutorials for finishes, because I have grand plans to have lots of things finished that I will need to fully finish. So until then, I'll be back next week. I've decided that I think that this is, at least for the foreseeable future, going to be a weekly thing. And Wednesdays work well for me, at least to video. I might not get it up until Thursday, but Wednesday's a good time for me to video because I have the house to myself for a little while. So until then, have fun stitching. Cheers.